Hello and welcome to Sport Vibes on DNT Work. Of course, this is that channel where we take it upon ourselves to serve you the best and the most entertaining news across the world of sports, while we also go further to extract life lessons from this world of sports. My name is Bola Jalimi and I'm your host. So now I can tell you to take a back seat and get set for yet another enjoyable ride. Thank you for staying with us on Sport Vibes on DNT Work. So last week we talked about Eden Hazard, a very great player by all standards who's done well for himself. So this week we allowed that of last week serve more like a prerequisite to what we're talking about this week, because we will be talking about the power of substitution. Yes. And what do we mean by the power of substitution? That is majorly down to the fact that in life, many times we as humans have the tendency of fixing our gaze on just one thing. Talking about the power of substitution, this centers around the fact that many times as humans we have the tendency to want to fix our gaze on just one thing or a certain area for a moment. We want to give something attention. What I mean by that is that we all have this inner outcry to just go for that most desired outcome. But the way life is designed, and as history has proven so far, is that many a times these things are not always as forthcoming as we want them to be, especially not at our pace. The kind of time you want to achieve these things, goals you have, whatever it is. But we will not dwell too much on background stories and explanations, but we'll take a lesson, as we said, building on what we talked about last week, that for example, when Eden Hazard left Chelsea, the club moved on from their best player without any arguments as at then. Eden Hazard was almost head and shoulders above the rest of the players. With due respect to other players that were at Chelsea back then, but it was so glaring that everything Chelsea were building and everything they had achieved as at that time centered around Eden Hazard being the most pivotal player to the way they play and the kind of success they had achieved. But just as you can see, even after his departure, the club has gone on to win Champions League. Of course, they could not win that when Hazard was present. That is not down to him being less of a player than those who replaced him, but that the club moved on from one of their greatest players ever, leaving them for Real Madrid. And of course, you see examples of this scattered around in football, across the world of sport really. But talk more about football, you see Lewandowski leaving Bayern Munich and returning back to Bayern Munich with his new team Barcelona just of recent. And in spite of how well stocked Barcelona are right now in terms of players and talents, they still lost to Lewandowski's former team Bayern Munich. So of course we like to make it as clear as possible. This is not to say a club is greater than the other in history, or some players replacing others are far better, but that we learn lessons from the fact that sometimes when that thing you seem to cling to so much is not forthcoming. It could be a pursuit. You're looking for a certain kind of job that fits your profile. You think this is your dream job, or this is the kind of career you want to build, and some resources or external factors are ensuring for now that those things are not coming forth, while waiting or while still expecting and trusting that those things can still come, or that goal of yours can still be achieved. You can do something else. You can be more open-minded, and in the process of trying out new things that still align with the kind of person you are or with your profile, you could eventually get something going for yourself. And many a times you seem to, as we've seen with history, people tend to lose interest in the former big and desired goal. The same way Chelsea moved on from Eden Hazard, the same way Bayern Munich has moved on from Lewandowski, one of their best strikers. As a matter of fact, one of the greatest strikers in the history of Bundesliga and football. The same way Bayern Munich has moved on from him as soon as possible. That is the same way we can move on, because there are always substitutes. No man is indispensable, and no target of ours is so much of a desire to the extent that we just tarry and there is nothing much we're achieving while waiting. It's about the fact that there is always an alternative for everything. And so as not to bore you with stories of football players who left their clubs for another and how the things have moved on, I think the little we've served you is enough to get to the point we're trying to make this week on Sport Vibes, that there are substitutes. God in his infinite mercy has ensured that No man has just one chance even at success. People have failed again and again, and they kept trying, and you see them come up with something far greater. That is how far we'll go on Sport Vibes this week. Thank you so much for staying with us. My name is Bolaji Alimi, the Sport Pilot, and I've had the privilege of being your host yet again. So next time, bye for now. Thank you so much for watching Sport Vibes on DNT Work. If you enjoyed the video, ensure you subscribe, like, and share the video. Thank you.